Hey YouTube, so we just got official confirmation from miHoYo about the upcoming 1.1 characters along with the featured 4 stars in each banner. So we're getting Silverwolf in the first phase, followed by Locha in the second phase. In this video, I'll be going through the skill sets as well as talking about the featured 4-star characters on the banner to hopefully help you guys make an informed decision on whether you should pull or to skip. Now before we get into the video though, I just want to let you guys know that the information about the skills are probably only like 80 or 90% confirmed, and miHoYo can definitely make changes to them before they are released. Still, even if they do, I don't think there will be any significant changes towards the skills and gameplay. Alright, so let's talk about Silverwolf first because she's coming out first. We already had the opportunity to play her a little bit during the tutorial, and miHoYo confirms she'll be a Nihility character who deals quantum damage. Her kit is mainly focused on shredding defense and applying weakness. Now, shredding defense is pretty straightforward, but I think what really makes her special is her ability to implant an ally's type as weakness into the enemy. So for example, if you have Zila, you can implant quantum weakness into the enemy, or if you have Himeko, it's fire weakness, etc. Now, originally her weakness implanting skills lasted 3 turns during the beta, but there are some rumors saying that this skill has been nerfed to 2 turns instead. I think if this is true, then it's definitely a hit towards her strength, but won't really impact her in the long run. She's going to be a really unique character due to her weakness implant mechanic, and can potentially make a lot of content much more easier. That being said though, I am a little bit worried because apparently her weakness implant is for an random allies type, so there is a little bit of RNG involved. Overall, I think this character really comes down to how important the weakness implanting mechanic is for the long run of the game, and if it turns out to be extremely strong, then it's safe to say that until they release another character who can do the same thing but better, she will definitely remain at the top for a long time. I think Silverwolf will benefit the most when paired with Zila because they are both quantum damage dealers, and when you're applying weakness, you really want to make sure that you have a better chance of applying the correct type of weakness. I would say if you don't have Zila, then you really have much less incentive to pull for her, and her strength as a character is somewhat unknown and basically depends on how much this new mechanic really means for the future of the game. So my advice is, even if you do have Zila, don't put a credit card out right away, but instead wait a little while and see what the other people have to say about her. Now let's take a look at the 4 stars featured on her banner. We have Danhen, Asta and Serval. Personally, I think the value is just okay, and it really depends on if you need these characters or not. Because we already know Asta is a very solid character in a lot of the comps, and getting her Eidolons will be very welcome. But the problem is, a lot of people already have Jingyuan and therefore won't need Serval because they're the same type, same role, but Jingyuan is just so much more stronger. As for Danhen, I'd say he's actually pretty decent if you don't have a hunt character already. His wind resist pen is really valuable for a DPS character, on top of the strong multipliers he has for a 4-star. So overall, I think the value of the featured 4 stars is just really average because Serval is kind of a dead character for most people and really drags the banner down. In the second half, we'll be getting Locha, who's an imaginary healer. I think he's definitely going to open up some wallets because he's like really handsome. Jokes aside, with all the information we've given on the live stream, I think Locha is looking like an incredibly broken character. He'll be a healer that scales with attack with an ultimate that does AoE damage, and it dispels 1 buff from the enemy. His talent offers group heals as well as allowing his ally to heal on their own attacks. But what really makes Locha broken in my opinion is that his single target heal can also cleanse CC. I know there are some players out there who choose to use Natasha over Bailu in some situations because the cleanse value is just too important. So what does this mean? Well, it means Natasha has just lost her job. I also think once Locha is released, Bailu is going to drop a whole tier because he just offers too much and is going to be a character that can really raise a team's potential. Although Bailu is a top tier healer right now because of a revive mechanic which can be really clutch sometimes, I think a healer's job should be making sure that your team doesn't die in the first place. So with all that being said, should you pull for Locha? I would say absolutely, especially if you only have Natasha right now because he's pretty much just a better version of her. But does this mean your Natasha is completely useless and you're never going to see her again? Not really, because you might still need her in Memory of Chaos. But what if you already have Bailu? Is Locha still going to be worth it then? Well, I think this is a tough question because unless you're a whale, then it's easy yes, but if you're F2P, you might not have enough resources, and It really depends on you. So while he's a definite upgrade in my opinion, at the end of the day, a healer is just a healer. So if you want to save your resources for someone else, then it's perfectly fine. It won't be the end of the world. Finally, let's take a look at the 4 stars on Locha's banner. I'd say this one is a lot better than Silverwolf's, although we already got Payla on the Zila banner and some people may have already maxed the Eidolons out. So it's a little disappointing, but if you haven't, she's definitely a solid character because of her debuffing and defense shred skills, so she has way more value as a character compared to Serval. We're also getting a new character Yukong, which is pretty exciting. On the 1.1 livestream, they gave us a little preview about Yukong. She's able to increase the character's attack as well as crit and crit damage. But other than that, we don't really have much information about her, and we really don't know how strong she will be. But she's an imaginary Harmony character, which probably means she's going to be a support type-ish character. So far, the Harmony characters are Bronya, Tinyun, and Asta, and all 3 of them are really top tier characters, so hopefully Yukong can deliver at a similar level. And the last character, we have Chintra, who is either a 3-star or 6-star character, depending on your personal taste in gambling. Personally, I'm really excited to get her Eidolons because she's a very fun character to use. And for people who don't have Zila, she is a great quantum DPS in certain situations. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty nice banner despite having Payla again. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And I'll catch you guys next time.